What is up, guys? We are live. As many of you know, I've been making semi-frequent or weekly appearances on No Jumper. Um, and I'm really receiving mixed reviews when it comes to the audience of No Jumper and whether or not they like me as right? Whether or not they like me as a host on No Jumper. And yesterday we did a poll on No Jumper, pause, and Adam basically asked the audience whether he should hire me as a permanent host or fire me, get me out of there. And I actually won the poll. I think it was about 53% to 47%. But when I go to the comments on No Jumper videos, a lot of the criticisms that I receive make absolutely no sense. So what I decided to do is I decided to just do a live stream. And if this is successful, I'll do it every week. Where I just let, I do I do what I do. I'm going to do a video, do a live, open up the show to people from No Jumper or from my original audience to come up and tell me what they don't like about me. And the reason why I do this is because if people can't come up and articulate the reasons why they dislike you, I don't think those reasons are valid. I don't think that the criticism is coming from a real place, right? I hear a lot of, oh, Brandon talks too much. Brandon thinks he knows everything. Brandon won't be around for long, which I'm not even around, so how can I not be around for long? And I would like to challenge those criticisms because I don't really think they're valid. Like, do I talk too much? Dude, you're watching a fucking podcast. That's what people are supposed to do. And, I'm around certain types of people on that podcast that I feel just don't have a lot to say. And so am I supposed to sit there for 4 hours and listen to On the Dead Homies and that part and basically ad libs? And this isn't aimed at anybody in particular. Or listen to Lush, Glaze, Adam constantly? Like, what do you guys want me to do? And I'm starting to think that maybe these people are just low IQ people who really don't know what to feel. And maybe they feel like I'm just too smart for them, or what I'm saying is going over their head, and they feel angry and scared and offended by that. I don't know if that's the case, but that's why I'm doing a shot like this, a show like this. So, I know a lot of my viewers don't really watch No Jumper, and I just would like to, we can look at the last show. We could break it down a little bit, and let's see if the criticisms are valid. Because if they are, that means I need to do better. But if they're not, that means that these people leveling the criticism need to do better. And for my viewers my day ones, my kinfolk, do you guys think I should do a live show after this one about the Mark Lamont Hill crash out, or the Tariq Nasheed's attempt to move over to Pan-Africanism? You guys let me know. If you know, drop it in the comments. I'll be watching. So I'm gonna pull up the No Jumper. Man, I lit an incense and that thing is hitting my nose like crazy. Pause. Damn. We're gonna pull up the No Jumper show from yesterday. And you know what? As a matter of fact, let's do the clips. We could do the clips. The clips are here. And we could see if the stuff that I'm saying this guy makes no sense. I'm like, some of y'all just ain't got no sense. So when someone's making sense, you don't know or realize that the person's making sense. All right here. Okay, so the first clip we're gonna watch is a clip about Bricc Baby. So there's this guy who works at No Jumper. His name is Bricc Baby. And he recently was arrested by the feds. And he's in federal custody right now. And Adam brings up on a show how he loaned Bricc Baby some money. And he doesn't just bring it up. He goes into detail.
But actually I was
about how much money he loaned Bricc Baby. Now, this is your employee. How much money he's loaned him in the past, why he loaned him the money, all this stuff. This was on another show. So, you know me, I get wind of it throughout the week, and I make it a point to say, hey, when I get on the show next week, I'm going to bring that up. That's what I do. I don't really watch No Jumper, but if I get wind of something that I feel is kind of shady or not on the up and up, you know, I'm going to bring it up and call them out. Now, people say, oh, Adam's a racist. Adam's a culture vulture. He's this, he's that, he's the other. People express these sentiments about him. But when I hold Adam accountable or attempt to, or call him out on something he's doing that's vulturish, the very same people jump to his defense, turn on the guy who's actually calling him out, and basically defend it like slaves defending their slave master. Well, you complain that master's working you too hard and he's beating you from sun up to sundown. But the minute somebody criticizes massa or calls him out for what you claim he's doing, now you're jumping to his defense. Let me, so I'm going to play some of this. And all you No Jumper fans, if you're here, let me know. I'm going to put the link in the comments. And you guys are welcome to come up any criticism you want to level, because we're going to hit them all today. Pause. All right, so let me play this. Let's tap in.
But actually I was thinking about, I ain't heard from Bricc or his girl since I sent him that bread. Not a call, not a text, nothing.
Oh, you sent
From
me some
who?
more bread?
Well, that one time when
You haven't heard from who?
when I got back from vacation, Bricc, I made the video, and then like 2 days later I got on the phone with him and I sent him some money. Ain't heard from him since. I'm not saying I need to be their priority when they're obviously dealing with him being in prison and everything, and the fact that he's probably not going to be able to even go to trial till October.
That's up.
That being said, ain't heard from him since.
I got to call you out.
Sure.
When y'all got on that little table and y'all sitting up there discussing that man's personal finances, that's not okay.
What table?
When y'all was at the table and y'all was
All of
talking about Bricc and his money and, oh, he called me for a loan and he already owed me this much money.
Whoa.
That was kind of like, dude,
But to
I
be
think he was
fair,
defending himself though.
I get it.
no. To be fair, like if that was any of us and there's something like that going on, it's gonna get discussed. Bricc is not exempt.
every time.
But
Bricc is not
Same
exempt.
way we discussing Bricc with trannies in there,
what
exactly.
I feel like
which we don't believe, but it's possible.
I don't believe that shit.
I feel my perspective is valid because it represents the sentiment of a certain demographic within your audience. There's just certain rules that I feel men should stick to. Like, we over here talking about a man, and if he's rich, like, bro, balling, okay, but bro is in a rough situation. You know, you in prison. Your family is, struggling. Let's say, is he really a friend? Because y'all friends, I think.
We are.
Is he a friend to you if you get up there and like add insult to injury? Not injury you call.
I felt
By
insulted at
discussing
that point because I felt like I had my friendship tested by him basically putting a narrative out there about me that, oh, you ain't got nothing for the homie or whatever, which from my perspective was kind of messed up, given that I have let you borrow a lot of money over the years. Now, is your perspective that basically when I employ somebody, if they then go to federal prison for things that have absolutely nothing to do with no jumper, that then I must pay for all of their expenses and keep them rolling in the dough for all of time financially to be able to do so?
Well, my perspective is, since you told me this is a business, run it like a business. Who else could go to their damn boss and be like, hey, I need a loan of $10,000? No.
I agree. I am overtly nice.
Better. So what I'm telling you is you create this situation. It's like when you feed a stray cat.
So you're saying that I was wrong for giving him money in the first place, but now that I've started to give him some money besides his salary, that then I also now have to give him whatever he asked for.
You were wrong for discussing it. Hold on. You were wrong for discussing it in public forum.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so a lot of black people, a lot of minorities, I'm not going to just bring up black people because you talk about that. A lot of minorities, they feel like certain Caucasians or white people are like above criticism, and they don't realize that a lot of the things we do amongst ourselves, we learned how to do those things from white people, right? So what is Adam doing? I bring up the fact that he shouldn't be discussing Bricc Baby's finances in public forum, like amongst other people with a camera for the world to see and know, basically shaming and embarrassing that person in a passive aggressive way, because that's what it was. It was a passive aggressive attack on Bricc Baby because he felt upset that Bricc Baby said something about, him not giving him money or whatever. That becomes, oh, so you're saying I should fund every single thing he does from now on, or whenever he gets in trouble, I should pay for everything? Well, here's the thing. When you first did it, you did it because he was in some type of financial trouble. You've created this relationship with him. And now when he's coming back to your door, I gave the analogy of the stray cat. Now you're mad because he's doing that. Well, guys, if you feed a stray cat, what is it going to do? It's going to show back up at your door. And if you don't feed it, you cut it off, what is it going to do? It's going to get outside your door and start making all types of noise until you give it the food that it has grown accustomed to receiving from you. So why are you angry when he goes out publicly and basically criticizes you for not giving him more money when he feels he needs it, when you know that you created that situation in the first place? And then you say, oh, it's a business, but he's my friend. Well, whether it's the business dynamic or the friend dynamic, either way, it's inappropriate, because a true friend is not going to discuss your finances publicly for the world to see. They might discuss it among mutual friends, but they're not going to discuss it for the neighbors and everybody else to get wind of it. So in that dynamic, Adam is wrong. And then a business that you are employed by or were employed by is not going to go out and discuss your business in public forum, no matter what you do. So when you call Adam out on, a business thing, a business, something that is unbecoming of a business relationship, he switches it to the friendship thing. Then when you call him out on something that is unbecoming of a friendship or a friend, then he jumps over to the business argument. He's just moving the goalposts back and forth to make the other party guilty and him innocent. And I'm not criticizing Adam like I don't like him or something. I'm honestly just calling him out the way he calls out Bricc, the way he calls out Whack, the way he calls out anybody. And that, to me, is what's missing from that dynamic. Munchie B is a blood from Inglewood family, so he already got an issue with niggas from 6-0. Lush is just an Adam Glazer, so whatever side Adam comes down on, Lush is going to come down on that side. I feel like sitting there, I am the only neutral party who has no loyalty to Bricc Baby and no loyalty to Adam. Like, I'm like that's what makes for good content. Everyone's like, oh, he's fake. He's this. He's trying to be a contrarian. Bro, we could go ask 1,000 people in our community or any community. Do you think it's okay to sit up and discuss someone's finances with a bunch of people in front of the world? Like, I could call a random person in my phone that don't know nothing about this situation and ask them, hey, do you think it's okay to discuss someone's finances in front of the world, like publicly, if you're their friend or even if you're their boss? Let me know. I'm gonna call a random person. I'm gonna call my aunt. This is how I was raised. Y'all niggas was raised by wolves. I get that. But this is how I was raised. And this is how I thought a lot of black people were raised. But what we're doing is we're throwing off the things that we were culturally brought up to do to try to appease people who are not us, or they're not like us, like you say with the Kendrick Lamar stuff. They're not answering. Like you say with the Kendrick Lamar stuff, right? But guess what? Guess what? It's the same dynamic when you look at this country, the United States. You guys have sacrificed so much of yourselves to be deemed acceptable by a certain group in this country. Now you got buyer's remorse and you want to complain. And what you're going to do is, well, we're just going to rage bait and use every instance to call them racist every chance we get. Bro, F that. The reason you got issues with Adam is the same reason you got issues with the United States of America. You sacrifice your morals and your principles and your values to gain acceptance. And then when he shows you like, look, you're cool, but you ain't in the inner circle like that. You're not really accepted on this level. Then you get mad and want to run to the internet and criticize, bro. Like, bro, listen, it doesn't matter what you think. Like, all that matters is as long as you stand on your principles and don't betray your culture and your upbringing just to make somebody accept you or like you, usually you will be fine. You could stand against the whole world and feel very confident in the position that you're taking. I learned that. Maybe you didn't, but don't get mad at me because I'm standing on my principles, on my culture, and on my upbringing, and you don't have the moral fortitude or desire to do that. That ain't me. Right. I did add after he publicly complained. But whatever happened to what they told us? Oh, take the high ground. Remember that? Remember when the white liberal taught you, oh, when they go low, we go high, and all this nonsense that the white turn the other cheek. Who taught you that? Who taught you that? But when they don't do it and you call them out on it, now it's time to move the goalpost. No, you're doing the same crap that you would criticize someone else for doing if it was you they were talking about. Let me tell you this. We were sitting in there. And Adam, people were talking about the address of No Jumper, right? And Adam was like, if anybody posts the address of No Jumper, they're going to instantly be blocked from commenting. See, everyone else's business is up for discussion. But even when it comes to Adam, there are certain places where he draws the line. Now, tell me this. What do you think is more important to him? His business address or Brick's finances? See what I'm saying? What has more impact on his life? A bunch of crazy people knowing the address to his business or Brick's finances? I'm just saying, like, you have a point or a line that you won't cross. And I'm just identifying a line that, culturally speaking, most black people don't like to cross or don't cross. And there's really nothing wrong with that. And if you call me out on that, I got to ask you, like TK Kirkland, who raised you, nigga? Or were you raised right? Because I can understand if you just wasn't raised right. But if you were raised right, why are you betraying your values just to try to be deemed acceptable by this guy? And this is where we are. Now, I said my point. I wasn't being crazy about it or anything. But here goes the glazing brigade. Damn, Brandon annoying low key. Brandon just be talking. He think he got the smartest. Wait. Brandon just be talking. He think he got to be the smartest in the room sometimes. It gets annoying. Just sit and listen. Stop trying to tell people how they should think or feel. It's lame. Never told this guy how to feel. Never told this guy how to think. I talked about how I feel and how I think. But some people, when they have low intelligence, they think that your opinion is you trying to force them to you telling your opinion and your perspective is you trying to force them to accept your opinion and your perspective. But guess what? I promise you, what I learned from him not wanting people to post addresses, bro wouldn't be comfortable with you discussing his personal business. That's why he doesn't want you telling his address on public forum, right? You're not going deep enough. Boomer Meme, you can come up here. I'll give you the link right now. I'm going to put in the comments. Bring your ass up here. Because you could pause too with you're not going deep enough. That shit was wild. That's crazy. But like I said, I'm giving y'all the link. Come up, drop it, say it, pause. Tell me what you think. Because y'all always got a criticism. Come up here and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Put a microphone in front of some of you Negroes. Y'all be up there stuck. Y'all be up there sound like Flocka. Pause. I'm not trying to make fun of Flacco. Shout out to Flacco. But yeah, we don't like Long Beach Flacco, aka Brandon. Somebody said, I like this dude. Only person that will challenge Adam on the show. Brandon is the new Dark Rainbow. Y'all got that almighty for getting on his ass, though. Brandon be talking with no knowledge. Adam, we know you like Brandon, but none of us asked for him. Lush is like, yes, massa. Yes, yes. Better brick than me. Hey, I'll stop watching every time I see Brandon. He's so annoying. But the thing, here goes somebody. Brandon speaking straight facts. It's crazy so many people disagree. Y'all must be little kids or just grimy people. What Adam did was not stand up at all. Everyone's saying Brandon's wrong, just like to see and hear drama. Adam was wrong for putting Brick's info out there if he considered him a friend. Then these dudes, Brandon not going to work out. I respect dude's opinion. Fat dude has a point, whatever. Okay, so there are a lot of people who agree with me. But what I'm saying is you quickly realize that some of these people just don't like having their ideas tested or their thoughts. But I call cap. I believe every single person in that audience knows what I was saying and what I was getting at. But instead of just keeping it real, they all said, out of loyalty to Adam and No Jumper, I have to act like I wasn't raised right. I gotta act like a whole ass nigga because I need to show them how down I am. Yo, you in here?
¿Qué pasó, brother?
¿Qué pasó?
How you doing?
Buenos dias.
So let me say a couple things first off. I actually don't disagree with you to a couple points. I just disagree. I disagree with a couple points. I agree with you with a few things that a lot of things that you say. I just disagree with the angle that you take.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
kind of like, and for me, and I want to elaborate. For me to elaborate more, man, and to be honest with you, I hate to say it, you kind of late to kind of what's going on, because Flacco kind of already watered down what you're trying to do. And what I'm trying to say is, I don't think you're a contrarian. I think you're a very intellectual guy. I think you're a very smart guy. I think that it's very easy to poke holes in a lot of these guys, stories and whatnot. It's very easy to, especially a guy that's just telling a story. It's very easy to kind of play along and get them going. It's very easy to do these things, right? And you're very good at that. The problem is Flacco already kind of dipped his toe in that lane and made it look not cool anymore. So when you do it and that's your personality, it's a natural trait of yours, right? It kind of comes off as, hey, we've seen this before. I don't think we like this, and and I think that that's where your pushback is coming from.
Right. I respectfully disagree with you because I
Okay.
think you guys are so close to the situation and it's such a vehicle for entertainment for you that
Mhm.
you're not missing the fact that you're missing the fact that as opposed to Flacco, who is just playing devil's advocate, I'm establishing principles. I'm laying down scripture, if you will. Like, this is what you think black people do, and this is what you think they think. This is what a lot of us really think. You are in tune or in touch with a lot of black ignorance. This is what a black man who like you, who work every day, think. Flacco is a product of the podcasting social media world. I am a product of my upbringing that is far removed from social media and podcasting. Is I grew up in a different era. So I'm bringing it back to this is the way things were done before it became popular to throw people business out in the street for the sake of likes and views. That is a perspective that I bring that I believe is unique.
So getting to that topic, I dis, I don't want to say a full disagree because I think that speaking about anyone's finance, especially you quote unquote partners, right? Speaking about anyone's finance, especially on a public platform, it's a no-go, right? That should be it. But let's be honest, we're not speaking about real life. We're talking about the internet. We're talking about a podcast. They're they are they are that's make believe, if you would say that's an alternate reality. So their reality in their rules aren't the rules that you and I play for. So you trying to understand and trying to put those rules upon the internet. I think that forever and ever the internet going to win, brother. I think
So
that there
you
is no rules on the internet.
so you think I'm in a perpetual battle with the internet. So no, faux extras ain't really in jail. That's just fake.
Go exes
These
for sure in
Negroes ain't
jail.
up. Wait, hold on. These Negroes ain't really in the feds. That's just all. This is all fantasy.
Oh hell
Like,
no, that's for sure. Hey, look, my daddy told me some game a long time ago. Hard head make a soft ass, and these boys took reality and took it to the internet, and that's the problem. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a hardworking man. I live in Texas, but to be honest with you, I'm from the same place as you, brother. I'm from
yeah,
Long
that's
Beach,
fine.
California. And to be honest with you, I don't want to come off as because I'm not. I enjoy your content. I enjoy no jumper content, and I don't necessarily I don't dislike you. I think you're a cool dude. And to be honest with you, I wish you would have fired on old light skin joint, but it is what it is. We ain't gonna get into that. We
Right.
ain't gonna get into that. But
Well,
but what I'm saying is your the way that you come off, and it's cool because you're intellectual, but because Flacco kind of already muddied the waters, you're gonna get that pushback. And even if you are right about no jumper, you feel me? And what we know in no jumper is an entertainment meal. If you try to come there and bring reality to an entertainment meal, you either going to be A, ostracized, or B, turn into a play. You choose. You feel me?
and here's the thing. It is for entertainment, but there are
Right.
very real things occurring. The people who watch No Jumper have very real opinions about the real things occurring. Oh, Adam's the feds. He's this, he's that. The thing about me is I don't give a damn about being ostracized because I understand that. Like you said, I grew up in Long Beach, California. There's a lot of ignorant people in South LA. But what I'm doing is there has to be representation for people who got sense in every forum. And that's what I feel I bring to the table because
I
there
agree.
are people who watch No Jumper who have common sense And they all thought, why are they sitting up here talking about that man's finances? And I believe it's a breath of fresh air for them to see somebody like me bring that up, call that out, be like, hey, yo, this is not cool. And really give these people some game. Like, yes, these people are your, like, you know, your heroes or people you love, but there's nothing wrong with calling them out in a respectful way, of course, and standing on your square, no matter what a bunch of ignorant people think. Because most of the time, these people will capitulate to your opinion for the sake of not, just out of exhaustion. Like,
Right.
you know what? I'm not gonna argue with the dude because he's right and I have nowhere to go. Like Lush yesterday. Lush kept trying to push back, but at a certain point, he was just like, you know what, this nigga's right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey man, y'all need to start giving Lush a little love. Let's be honest with you. Think about it. Think about growing up as a white as a white dude with his stature, with his speech impairment, which is cool, but because I'm gonna be honest with you, Lush seemed like a cool ass white dude, but he's surrounded by the African American testosterone all motherfucking day. He can't compete with that. So you got a choice. It's either you can be hyper aggressive or docile. And the nigga chose docile, and y'all persecute him for that, man. Y'all kind of shit on him, man. Man.
Lush reminds me of something my granddad used to say. Compliments or flattery will get you everywhere. That's Lush. Because if you look at Lush is really winning right now. Bro is balling on the Jumbotron. There's no way bro should still be at no jumper, Loki. He would still be at Chuck E. Cheese if he did the shit he did over there. But he is a person who is complimentary. He makes you feel good about yourself, and he will have your back when everybody in the room is going against you. Lush is an entitled, rich Jewish kid. He don't need no mercy.
I think he a hell of a nigga to have in your back pocket, though, man.
No, he's
a hell of a nigga to have in your back pocket.
Listen, we was just with Lush yesterday, joking around, wrestling around with him before we started the show and shit, messing with him with the drug test. Lush is 1,000% cool, man. He's a great guy. Lush is also was just on No Jumper calling me gay with Almighty Suspect. So I'm not falling for that crap.
Hey, I'm not going. Hey, I'm with you. Hey, the nigga do flip flop, but you know what? That's natural Caucasian. Hey, look, I'm married to. Hey, look, I'm one thing about me. I'm very upfront about me. I'm married to a white lady. We've been married 14 years. I have four mixed, beautiful children. So,
congratulations.
With that said, appreciate it. I mean, God bless me up to the up team, man. But look, with that said, I know that the white nature, the women, they are very and they can be imprinted upon. What I mean by that, they're very absorbent to their partner. You feel me? And I only with my experience with white women, and yes, they're very absorbent to their partner. And I can only imagine it's the trait is probably in men too, but obviously they can't. I would hope that they're not doing anything sexually, so they kind of absorb the fucking energies around them, and they kind of relaxing that energy. And I think that's where y'all got Lush at. Y'all got him relaxed in his I'm not gonna call it feminine energy.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
How many lashes would you give yourself for marrying that white woman?
Man, I don't know what the fuck you mean. A lashing.
We playing a game. Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar.
Oh, Dr. Umar.
Man, you niggas are so emotional. Hey, one thing I learned about No Jumper audience, these niggas be emotional. But I don't fault you guys because y'all be like, once y'all understand what's going on,
take 100 lashes. I'll take 100 lashes on a handstand, my boy. On a handstand. You feel me? I'm going to take it for mine. You feel me? I'm going to take it on a handstand.
As you should. I'm sure you got some beautiful babies. I'm sure she's
beautiful.
I have no problem with you marrying who you love. Like, people think I'm a racist, bro. They don't even understand. Oh, you talking about race, bro. There's only one race, the human race. When I speak about what I speak about black people, that would be ethnicity and culture. Those are two different things. That's separate from race. Okay. What I'm dealing with is just a bunch of ignorant niggas who don't really know a lot. And so they conflate race with ethnicity and culture. So I got to probably start saying, well, in the black culture, nigga, not the race, because humans pretty much do all the same stuff, just in different mediums and different levels.
100%. I
So-
mean, for sure, I agree with you. My bad.
Hey, let me ask you a question. I got that question. Did you and your wife, since she's white, did you guys have a conversation about the whether to use just the straight bar to skin or the rag?
Man, so that's a thing about that. Like I said, that imprint thing. I think my wife kind of watched over time and just started emulating what I did. And initially, there were some things about this white culture that's crazy. They don't wash their legs. It's crazy as fuck. They think that the water just goes down there. They don't use a rag. You feel me? Another thing that's perplexing to me that I mean I love white people. I love white people, but it's they have a dishwasher, they have a washer and dryer in their home, right? But I never see them washing shit. You feel me? It's strange to me. It's strange to me. But you know what? That's none of my business, man. That's maybe it's a go. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the motherfuckers got built-in maids in them. I don't know. But it's
they got the Mexicans out back washing all this shit. That's why they keep that shit in the garage. But thank you for. Oh, go ahead.
My bad. Hey, but before I go, man, I do want to say this. Just if anyone's listening, brother, listen. One thing the white people did get right, and I don't give a fuck if y'all can disagree, whatever. One thing the white people did get right is the nuclear family and the strength that builds.
Right.
If you can emulate that, them motherfuckers been doing that for years over and over again. That's how they built their wealth. That's the secret. Let's do that. Keep doing that. I know it's hard to stay with your partner. Go to counseling, do whatever the fuck you got to do, but figure it out because that's the secret. That's the secret. It's not what the secret is staying together with your partner, choosing to perceive the right one and rocking it out. And I guarantee in the end of the finish line, when y'all sweating and y'all light that fucking cigar, it's gonna be all worth it. I promise you that.
Hey, thank you so much, and I 100% approve that message. Thank you, Boomer.
Hey, no problem, brother.
Peace. All right, guys. So we got one caller that made this a success, right? And I believe what he said, his sentiments are valid. Like he agrees with a lot of what I'm saying, but a lot of it is like still trying to capitulate or cater to a certain element within the No Jumper fan base. And it's like, come on, man. Are these people even members? Like, are these people even really supporting the stream? Because the same people that'll get on there and say, No Jumper is just for entertainment, they'll go over and watch Joe Rogan, watch the entire episode, and then go over to No Jumper and be like, yeah, they will exhibit intelligence watching Joe Rogan or Stephen A. Smith or something like that, and then get to No Jumper and expect us all to lower our intellect down for their entertainment. I'm not doing that. I'm not really here to entertain as much as I'm here to give game, educate, and learn. I'm trying to learn too. So what I got to do is establish the level I'm coming in at, letting you know what I'm looking for, what I expect, so you can know, hey, yo, this dude is not here for the nonsense. He's here, to be an unbiased person, to give an objective opinion and spread a little knowledge and light if he can. That's my goal. These are the goal. These are the things that are consistent with the goals that I have set for myself. Period. I think the YKF or whatever his name is, the juice man, the nephew. Yeah, that guy first tried to tell us about our shit. Try to tell us about menace to society. Bro, you can't tell it. You bro from the East Coast. We wasn't arguing, but he was trying to tell us that the dude on Menace to Society who was like, man, I suck your dick, that he was on heroin. I was like, no, I think he was on crack. And then Munchie B chimed in like, nah, that was crack. And honestly, that's what I think made him like kind of want to leave, because he was kind of like, I'm not the smartest nigga in the room right now. And some people get that kind of like, they have that like mindset, because bro is a very intelligent dude. Even if you listen to his song, bro got a dope ass song, man. I listened to it about 4 or 5 times, where he's just dropping jewels and, spitting knowledge and questioning social norms, right? And commonly accepted things. But maybe where bro is, he's used to being the smartest person in the room and thought it would be another one of those situations. But when we kind of challenged him on something, well, when he challenged on something, got corrected, and then he went to shake Munchie B's hand, and Munchie B really didn't shake his hand. I don't think he realized that Munchie is blind, and I think that's what offended him. So I'm going to play that clip, and you guys, I'll let you all decide, and then we'll rewind and get back into the whole situation with Travis Ford, because they were saying Travis Ford, and I thought they meant like Ford, but it's Travis Ford, clearly. So we'll start from the beginning of the part where bro was about to get up and walk out. Don't walk out of our life.
Oh, there's no crack.
Wait, this is a drug test.
Yes, that's a drug test.
Wait, you didn't pee on it yet?
No, that's not been peed on yet.
Okay.
Because he fucked up the first one.
Because I was given no instructions. Motherfucker just said go in there. I went in there. My dick was out. I said y'all can see my dick. This everything.
The instructions on the mother package.
Even if you
Brandon
get
was
high, you
watching
still should have
he was
lied.
I
watching
saw
me. I
you
pissed.
pretend to take
You
a drug.
saw his dick?
No,
So you can't even confirm that he has a dick. It could be like a robotic cock.
could be a mangina.
I
Yeah, I
can confirm to anybody that's
Y'all
willing to see
crazy,
it
man.
the existence of my penis.
Okay. I don't doubt that you do have a penis.
All these
And it's
penises
formidable
and
at that.
dicks
I'm
shit,
still.
man.
I want to point out when the gay shit started, the penis talk, bro didn't jump up and walk out. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we got our priorities messed up. If you was gonna leave, that was the part to jump up and leave on. But he still stayed. All this talk about. So none of that contributed to it. Adam taking the shit down like the route of gayness didn't contribute to it. But it's my fault. You guys kill me. You guys kill me. You know what? No one respects people constantly kiss their ass. I'm gonna tell y'all that.
Y'all
I'm still
crazy,
on the
man.
Travis
Right.
Ford thing
Okay.
because I think you're 100% wrong for rejecting those Crips who were knocking at your door because I didn't know the details.
Counter narrative. Here we go.
No,
Here
this
we
ain't
go.
no counter narrative. This is real.
Yeah, listen, we're not about to politic over here and talk about
No.
games, man.
About
Not
gangs?
here to
It's
talk-
not
yeah.
even about like a specific
No,
gang
this ain't
or
about
anything like
gangs.
that.
This ain't
It's
about
not like-
gangs.
yeah,
Yeah,
this
you
isn't really
keep saying
specific to
Crips
any
and then
gang.
saying dicks
Well, there's-
and then-
Okay, so what do you think I should have done?
Okay, so you told me now if you use your ears to listen and not your feelings, he brought up the gang stuff, but then he said niggas talking about dicks and shit. Bro was uncomfortable with the whole conversation from the start. But I think the thing with Adam is really what got him uncomfortable when Adam was bringing up who saw Flacco's dick and all that stuff. Why does that automatically get blamed on me? No one said maybe it was Adam with the gay shit that made him nervous and he wanted to leave or made him like he ain't about to be a part of this because bro has an image to protect, right? And I'm sure with artists, you know, the gay accusations are very real and they could make or break your career. So maybe he felt like, you know what, this is not the conversation for me to be a part of because they're saying spontaneous stuff and I don't want to be associated with that. Why couldn't it be that? Why did it have to be you made him leave? I didn't make anybody leave because I didn't bring anything up about gangs. Like gang politicking is like me talking about Munchie and how he feel about rolling 60 Crips or vice versa. We talking about Adam and a bunch of Crips showing up to bro's spot to show him love and bro basically rejecting them like, get the fuck out of here. That's not no gang politics. That's no jumper's public relations that we're discussing. That has nothing to do with gangs. But let's keep playing. When we were talking behind the scenes, they showed up. They had like a vehicle that was wrapped with like no jumper signage, and they brought gifts to you, like
What a cake,
to pay
man.
homage. Like, hey, listen, man, have you ever seen the movie King of New York?
No.
Okay, that's your problem. If you go, you need to
Frank
immediately
White.
watch that movie so you could understand the very
Nah, that's fire though.
no real
They
talk.
fuck with you though.
One thing about Frank,
King
what
of
I'm-
New York's a movie about
Wait.
gangs back in the
no,
day,
listen,
right?
no,
Yes.
It's not like
no,
y'all.
no,
It's in the
no,
80s.
that's Gangs of New York. See,
Right.
you're wrong. King of New York
It's
is
in the
Frank White.
80s. It's in the
Oh,
80s.
King of New York.
Let
King-
me get this out so
Sorry,
I can
sorry, yeah.
educate. Frank White was a drug dealer in New York. His whole crew was black, real killers,
Like
right?
me. Okay.
He was a clean cut dude. But one thing about Frank White, that's why Biggie Smalls always reference, he's like, I'm the black Frank White. You heard that
His
reference
name was
before.
Frank
Okay,
White.
yeah, yeah.
Because Frank White was not afraid or nervous around his guys. As vicious as they was, as black as they were, as clean cut as he was, he walked in and he act like when in Rome, do as the Romans
They had
do,
synchronized
and they
dance
had a
moves.
high level. Okay, so tell me, at what point am I talking about gang stuff? I ain't talking about nothing that has to do with gangs. I'm talking about a movie, King of New York. I'm talking about the way Adam 22 received some people who were invited up to No Jumper and really were celebrating him. What does that have to do with gangs? We'll keep going. Level of respect for him.
They had synchronized dances.
But with black people, some people can mistake respect for aggression, right?
Okay.
And that's what you did. They did. Black people don't even do shit like that. Pull up with rap vehicles and cakes and stuff. The fact that they did that, that was the 60 Crips giving you a high amount of respect. And what you did was,
That wasn't no respect.
no, listen, okay, name one person. Listen, I'm going to speak on it as a dude from Long Beach and LA County. Name one white person who you've ever heard of a gang coming up, bringing them a cake, wrapping a vehicle with that signage from your brand, right? That's a yeah. It sounded like Munchie actually tried to tell him like, "Hey, they not politicking like that, bro. They just talking about something." Like Munchie tried to explain it to dude. So y'all talk about Munchie disrespected him. It was like Munchie was blind and dude tried to do like a fist and Munchie didn't see it. I don't think he realized Munchie couldn't see, and it looked like Munchie was kind of like twisting up some gang signs on him when he was giving him the fist bump. So if the dude doesn't understand what's going on, that's on him. Like, are we supposed to stop doing what we're doing because he's offended? Like, that's my question to y'all. Like, are we supposed to stop potting because he wants to leave? And then Adam was just like, "Oh, why you leaving?" High show
To
of
be
respect.
fair, it wasn't a wrap. They actually had like monitors on the
All right,
side
brother.
of the vehicle. You
Hey.
out of here?
Sir.
All right.
I'll-
What happened? You just not into the gang talk?
Oh,
All right, Neff. Much respect,
All
player.
right, shit. That was a powerful appearance. I'm gonna hit you after this.
okay. Well, the thing is, and I just kept going. Bro wasn't really adding anything to the conversation anyway. Like, and Adam was just like, "All right, cool. I'll talk to you." We're the only ones who think one person's bigger than the program. We're the only ones who thought that that was some big thing. Now, I didn't. Get your ass out. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about it. No way. Now, Adam was hyped about that dude being there. But, bro, this ain't an interview. This a podcast. If you're here to be interviewed like on the Breakfast Club, let's go into the gray room, the gray table, sit down and interview you so we could talk about you and how you're taking a break. Because, I mean, dudes be like, "I don't want to politic. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that." Bro, you are not from California. You can't politic on California gang stuff. And I don't even politic on California gang stuff. But him leaving could have been caused by a number of things, not me, you know. But whatever his motivation was, maybe he just wanted to go smoke that blunt. Maybe he wanted to get high, you know. Who knows? But to blame me for that is out of this world. Like, I'm not taking credit for that. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I take responsibility for that." If you guys want to glaze RX, whatever, the nephew, well, go do it. Go do it. Yeah, let me see. All you did was build a scenario that made sense, and idiots can't take the truth presented from someone that has good common sense. Neem 100, I'm with you. It was a diva move, plain and simple. No, I agree. And guys, I'm getting to the super chats in a second. But now we're going to talk about the Travis Ford situation. Well, I did talk about that. Y'all kind of heard that when I told him he was 100% wrong. But let's keep going. What you say, if it was the screens or whatever, honestly, in my life, I've never heard of any gang doing something like that. And if they bring that kind of like situation to your front door, clearly they respect you. Clearly they look at you as somebody who is important enough to do that for. So when you rejected them, it's kind of like not saying this is what you intended. it's kind of like a slap in the face. And what I would say is, if you're going to be this close to Black gang culture, if you're going to talk about these people in the very real aspects of their life, you're going to have to get comfortable with things that are normal
So
in the Black
you're
community.
saying that you think that I should allow people to basically show up whenever they want and sort of force their way into my life, even if we don't have anything planned or anything scheduled. What I got going on in my life, if you show up and you're in a gang, which obviously is like, 50,000 dudes in LA, that I should just take them in, regardless of what I have going on. Come on in, and hey, if the J-Cat that sits next to me on this podcast is the one who invited them, fuck it. Come on in.
What? So it's not even that. Like, he was like, oh, if they just show up, I should. No. But if they were invited and you didn't know about it, you could have been a more gracious host, right? Here's the thing. How should Adam have handled that? Bro, No Jumper got a big ass parking lot. They pulling up with the billboard cars, the ones with it's like a truck, and on the side is like the screen, and you could put whatever you want on the screen, and it's a big ass billboard, and they'll drive it up and down like Hollywood Boulevard or down the Las Vegas Strip, and you can see they pulled up with one of those. They brought a cake and some other gifts for Adam. If you look at the text that the guy sent Lush, bro was like, barbecue, something in the hood. So he told Lush, like, I'm bringing a bunch of people up there. And Lush was like, yeah, yes, sir, ski, do it. Why couldn't you just have said, hey, y'all pull all this bullshit to the parking lot. We gonna have a parking lot barbecue, because one thing Negroes love is a spontaneous barbecue. Bring up in the parking lot, has no cars in it at this point, obviously. Take all that to the parking lot. We could put the Jumbotron truck in the front so people know we got some cracking. I'm going to fuck these hoes on the porn shoot. But when I'm done, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to kick it with y'all for a minute. Let y'all get y'all photo ops. We going to cut that cake. Hey, Lush, Big Mouth, go put the cake in the fridge. We going to cut this cake and we just going to do it up. A porn scene only take like 30 minutes. Give me an hour. Y'all chill here. Get the grill started. Y'all got the shit. And I'll be out in an hour or so. And, I do my thing. Walk the chicks out so they feel safe. Get them in their car. They take off. What up, my niggas? Go do the photo ops. All that stuff. I'm just saying there was a way to do that better than just making people feel like, bro, we came up here to celebrate this dude, and he basically just slammed the door in our face. You up here dealing with niggas who don't even go to their own kids' birthday parties, yet they bringing you a cake. People don't even pay their damn child support. Got a Jumbotron with your business on it. I'm sorry, but bro could have just been a bit more of a gracious host. Now, let's look at the room. Let's look at the room, and let's identify who else was going to argue this perspective. Okay, on the left, we got Munchie B, Inglewood Family Bloods, great guy, awesome host, awesome podcaster. But bro ain't exactly buddies with the 60 Crips of Los Angeles, right? So he's not going to defend them. He's going to take the side that is against them. Okay, we understand that. Lush is going to glaze Adam at all costs. So whatever position or perspective or whatever position Adam takes on it, that's the position that Lush is going to adopt, even though Lush is the person who invited them up there. Okay? Adam, he already stated how he felt about it, showed that with his actions. Okay, you take me out the room. What are they going to do? All it's going to do is be three dudes demonizing the 60 Crips, demonizing those black people who showed up over there, making it look like we just some Negroes who pop up at people's businesses unannounced and try to take over. Does that help our image or hurt it? Does that help the image of dudes from LA or hurt it? Just let me know. Just let me know. So the angle that I'm coming from is the angle that 90% of business people would have said, like, If they did just pop up unannounced, obviously you're not going to get in. Nobody knew you were coming. But if one of your employees invited this person up here, now you have to address it in a gracious manner. Even if you just came out for a second or brought bro in for a second and talked to him like, hey, this or that, whatever, right? Work out a way where he could save face in front of his people and you could save face in front of your people. But to come up to No Jumper and no Adam is inside, who's like the boss of No Jumper, and him not even to show his face or anything, not even talk to you, I mean, it's just like, I would be offended. And now you got these dudes saying, y'all ain't welcome to pod or whatever in LA, which I don't put any weight into that or any stock into that. But I feel like Adam had a white guy moment. He was like, oh my God, there's a bunch of 60 Crips up here. Oh, what do they do this? What do they do that? And he just went into fight or flight mode. And I just think he made the wrong decision. And I have a right to my opinion. I have a right to my opinion, and I expressed that opinion there. I don't see what I did wrong. But as usual, the comments were on glaze mode. Whatever Brandon says is wrong. Whatever Adam says is right. And obviously it should be there, his cult following, which is fine. I love it. But here we go again. Damn, this new guy's annoying. Do you realize that these people are literally reposting the same comments on every video? I never thought someone could be cornier than Flacco. And bam, here comes Brandon. Brandon is annoying and forceful on his opinions. Like it's the truth and not his opinion. I said this is my opinion. Hella annoying. Feels like ear cancer. Lush is lucky to have a boss that allows him to go on ice benches, fuck up, and still keep his job. Brandon might be killing his spot. Adam looks annoyed. Listen, man, he who giveth taketh away. So if he doesn't want to give me a spot, I don't even have a spot. That's the crazy part. I don't even have a spot. But even if I did get a spot, I ain't going to be up there glazing and going against my opinions and my thoughts on situations just to keep my spot, trying to play it safe. They said, nephew said I'm out. And that's where it opened up. Good, he was going to be useless. That's exactly what I was thinking. Who the fuck was that? I don't know why expected any different. He had no jumper. Bro, is not even a factor. Who was yo anyway? You definitely from Baltimore. The GOAT of the GOAT. BC Brandon is corny. J-Cat calling somebody a J-Cat is crazy. Get rid of this dude, Brandon. His opinions are awful. Interjects and steers the conversation or race too often. Bro, listen. That's what I'm saying, man. It's culture. Got nothing to do with race. It's culture. What'd you say, Visuals? I be trolling you, Brandon, but I'm so happy you're on No Jumper and in that space. You're perfect. You're a perfect change to the game. Bro, they just hating. They hate us because they ain't us. Imagine your boss grilling you on camera for content. You lied to me again, Lush. Lush is so worried about being liked by everyone that he doesn't know how to put his foot down and say no, 100%. Lush invited them, so they did nothing wrong for showing up, period. Also, F the cake. They brought a whole food truck to feed everyone. It was a slap to the face. No Jumper could have at least just brought the cameras out to the parking lot with Lush. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, bring your camera crew with tens of thousands of dollars worth of cameras with the only representative of your company being a junkie, around 50 gangbangers, with the main one being someone who was already caught stealing from there. What could go wrong? Listen, man, I'm telling you right now, Travis Ford, how geeked he was to be allowed back up to No Jumper, he wasn't about to let nobody do nothing. That blew his chance of being, a guest at No Jumper. And if there's people you don't want there, just make a ban list. This person is persona non grata. You can't come up there. So, and let everyone know, hey, these people, don't invite them. But you don't even probably got to even bring cameras out. Niggas could record it on their phone. These phones is better than these cameras these days. Or you could have sent Josh or one of them out with a camera and just had a single camera and kept it in the hands of the producers that are there. There are people that work at No Jumper. They sit in cubicles and make all that shit possible. You don't got to let someone touch your equipment. And Hakeem, I'm with you. This is par for the course. I'm just saying a little bit more consideration should have been given to the fact that these people were invited up there and they came up there in a celebratory fashion to honor you and basically make amends. I enjoyed it. I wish these niggas would do that with some of their rival gang members, but they most likely won't. And I'm not going to make this about race. Let's make this about violence and culture. If the black man showed the same maturity with his fellow black man as he shows with other groups, we might be able to build something that resembles a community. Because I ain't never seen a black person bring no cake and all that for another brother or somebody who he has offended. But back in the day, that is how you used to make amends. That's how you used to take accountability. You know, but it's Adam's situation to run how he wants to. I'm just giving my opinion. And you can take it or you can leave it. But don't act like my perspective and opinion is not valid. That's my part. It kills me. That kills me. That pisses me off. But yeah. And people say stupid stuff. Oh, they're gonna steal your equipment, bro. Have you ever been to the city where No Jumper is? You steal something from there, they ain't even know where to run. Trust me. Trust me. See, and this is the part where the lies continue to get perpetuated. Showed up unannounced is absolutely a part of African American culture. No, that is 100%. I said that. I know second and third generations in communities, they spent their lives on who visits family and friends at random all the time. This guy swears he understands us. Well, I said I understand you and you're agreeing. So this person agrees with me and then says, I swear I understand us. He just said showing up unannounced is absolutely part of African American culture. I know second and third generations in communities, they've spent their lives on who visit family and friends at random all the time. This guy swears he understands this, but clearly I do. And then someone corrected him. Lush invited them. That's not unannounced. Who cares? It's bad for business. I've been African American all my life, and if you pull up at my place of business, unannounced, tell a deep, we're going to have an issue. Not letting them in after inviting them was bad for business. But you see how people will continue to argue a false narrative because we're still arguing whether or not they were invited, and they clearly were. Lush literally said, I invited them. We pulled up his text message where he was inviting them. But people just want to argue shit just for the sake of arguing it while omitting important facts. So forget that, okay? I still haven't seen the part where I'm talking too much or I'm being annoying or I'm being purposely contrarian or any of these false accusations. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, that ain't got no fucking views on it. Okay, and then the last thing, we're gonna talk about the N-word. Oh, Aaron the plumber. Oh yeah, let's talk about the Aaron.
And with whack,
So I'll let Adam explain what happened, right? Because you guys are also forgetting Adam is introducing the topics. So off rip, bro is talking for 5 minutes straight on every topic. So once he talks, then Lush talks, then Munchie talks, then I talk. If you watch it back, I always speak last. I literally was letting them speak before me, and then I was speaking last. And this topic was no different, I think. But I felt like I was waiting for other people to give their opinion. So let's see.
Aaron the plumber, use a dirt bag. We're going to talk about it. Aaron the plumber, listen up. I'm going to tell you guys.
Now, here's the first thing. Aaron the plumber used a dirt bag. I don't agree with that. You didn't see me jump in, but Adam is taking a position on this. off rip. So I have an alternative position because I understand, not saying what Aaron the Plumber did was right, but I understand where Aaron the Plumber was coming from when he did what he did. I understand why he might have done that.
What happened?
This is scandalous.
This is scandalous. Over the weekend, Vlad TV was in New York. He had a conversation with Aaron the Plumber. He wanted to get him on the show. He's viral right now. Makes sense. So Vlad has the conversation with him. Aaron the Plumber is used to getting a bag for doing content because of these 20 versus ones, etc. They print money off that shit. It always goes viral. So Aaron the Plumber's asking for whatever amount of money. Vlad basically tells him, like, hey, we can get you a flight and we can get you a hotel, but that's it. Are you down? Aaron the Plumber ends up saying yes. Aaron the Plumber gets on the flight, flies his ass out to New York, stays in the hotel room. The next morning, supposed to go do the Vlad TV interview, goes ghost. Does not respond to Vlad. Now, if you know Vlad, Vlad's about his bread. Vlad had security there, which was one of Aaron the Plumber's requests. When you think about the flight and the hotel, even just Vlad's time that he thought that he was doing this thing that day, he's got to pay for the filmer guy to be there. In Vlad's words, he's out about $2,000 for this whole thing, $2,500. Vlad hits me up pissed, asking me, does Aaron the Plumber have a reputation of this type of shit, etc. My response was that we have had, Aaron the Plumber is weird because we'll be having a conversation about doing content together, and then he'll just kind of ghost me. Like we'll send a bunch of messages back and forth rapidly, and then I'll be like, okay, you want to do that thing today? And then he'll just stop responding. So this does seem to be kind of his thing.
And so what that tells me is that bro already had a little smoke for Aaron, because Aaron supposedly or allegedly was ghosting him when he wanted Aaron to come do content. You guys want people to come work for free. That's what this all boils down to. You guys want people to come work for free. And Aaron is getting a bag. He's viral right now. And he's like, no, I deserve to get paid. There's an old saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And you guys are playing a stupid game when you are expecting people who know their worth to show up and work for you for free. Ain't nobody got that much juice or riz for that dude to walk away from 20 versus 1, who probably giving bro 10 G's every time he show up, and y'all who trying to get bro for nothing. I'm telling you, this is some colonizer shit. That's some colonizer shit. I know you're worth a lot. I know you're going to get me damn near 1 million views on a video, but I want to give you nothing at all. You didn't even offer bro like 2 bands, 3 bands, anything. Nah, we want you to do that shit for free, gratis. No, I don't agree with that. And you know the rules in the hood. You try to play me, I'm going to play you. Don't play games.
Aaron the Plumber basically goes on social media and starts bragging about it, saying, hey, Vlad, you didn't pay me enough. You had me all the way in the back of the plane. The seat didn't recline, etc. So Aaron's pissed that Vlad is trying to expose him. And even when I messaged Aaron and wrote like, LOL, why are you doing my boy Vlad like that? Instantly, Aaron's pissed that Vlad, he was even having this conversation.
Hold up real quick. K9, if you have something to say about me, why don't you click that link that I just put in the comments and come up here and say it? Don't hide in the comments. See, that's the difference between me and these people. I can take a criticism. But are you scared that you sounding like a buster right now and leveling false claims against me? Click the link, bring your slow ass up here, and be a man and articulate the point you making instead of hiding in the comments trying to be passive aggressive. Just do it. Just do it. Use those fingers God gave you to click that link. Your mama raised you better than that, I'm sure. Did she raise you to be a man or a coward? I'm giving you the link. Come up here and say what you have to say, or shut the fuck up.
conversation with people, even telling his friends that from his perspective, he got scammed. So then Aaron the Plumber posts the conversation on his Instagram story, which included Vlad's phone number.
Oh, that's fucked up.
So all of a sudden, Vlad's getting, a million calls and texts from all the Aaron the Plumber fans, plumbers all over the world. And Vlad is a vengeful god. He goes into his bag, starts having conversations with people, and I cannot spoil it. I've been sworn to secrecy, but apparently within the next day or two, we are going to have a clip dropping on Vlad's channel of him having a conversation with Whack in which paperwork of a kind is coming out that realistically, from what I've seen and the confidence that Vlad seems to have about this, the confidence that Whack seems to have about this, Aaron the Plumber's reputation as a tough guy may be coming to an abrupt end. Now, how much do people really care about that? I don't really know because, YSL Woody obviously was out here doing every kind of piece of content over the years, but it might be a rough week for Aaron the Plumber from what I can see.
Okay.
Okay, so I want you guys to notice this because we're going to expose another lie these sons of guns like to tell. Brandon, you be talking too much. You be talking too much. If you look at the time on this video, Adam just talked for 3 minutes and 30 seconds, uninterrupted. I didn't say a single word. Now, Lush is going to talk. Remember I said I let all of them talk first? Now Lush is going to talk. I'm not going to interrupt him.
So I'm assuming that this is either paperwork that alludes to him having sex charges or snitch charges.
Not sex charges. I will say that I can't put that on him.
I think the sex charges will hurt him more than some gangster shit.
Now,
You're right. That for sure would be worse.
Look, he's sitting there
And
quiet.
at the end of the day, if he's still down to run hands, he's still down to, because I never thought of like Aaron the Plumber as a gangster. Just me personally, my perception of him, he's a regular dude that's down to throw hands and does funny.
But I think at a certain point he was more explicitly with the gang. I don't know exactly what he was claiming, but he was around a lot of people while he was locked up, etc. It does feel like he maybe consciously took a step back from that because I've seen interviews where people really try to press him. Stockton is a gang-related city. You're from Stockton. Tell us like who you were rolling with, etc. And he seems like he doesn't really like to get into details about that. Now, I'm still perfectly willing to do content with him regardless. But from my perspective, this is definitely going to throw a stick in the spokes, as they say.
I heard the homie Donut spit on him or something. Donut for Queensbridge?
That definitely happened.
Yeah.
Spit on his back.
It was like a weird moment though. He did spit on him.
Aaron was up in his face. Hey, Bradinsky, we gonna fade in a real way. And then Aaron just turns around. He got like no shirt on, and all of a sudden, blah,
Aaron looked like he was way more with the activities
loogie on his back.
So what happened though? He didn't get off or nothing?
Nah.
He just took the spit.
He tried to get off.
I feel like there was security there and shit.
Yeah.
but it didn't really turn
That's
into
a W
anything.
for Inglewood. Shout out Donut. Everything.
Oh, he's from. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
We got to get Donut on here.
Bro's from Donuts from Inglewood.
Can we have him pull up?
Now we're going off topic. And we got Donut. That's when I started talking. Only time I really butt in is when we're getting off topic. Because I know I'm sitting next to Lush, a damn dope addict, and he will go on a tangent for like 30 minutes. That's it. I know how to pod, bro. You guys are used to watching people who have no experience podcasting. So they are like, oh, I like when we start talking about Donut because y'all think it's going to turn into some Aaron the Plumber fade with Donut conversation.
Very respected.
Yeah, shout out
He's
Donut.
out here.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
No cap.
That's not Devil Donut.
Who?
Devil and Donut are two different.
I know. But
Who is Devil?
was Bricc trying to shout out this donut?
No, he's shouting
No,
out
talking about
fools
Devil
from
from
Fodies.
Fodies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Devil and but now Devil Donut's like its own incarnation that exists as an entity. And ChatGPT, do your best.
I'm a bit conflicted on this one.
With the spit?
No, spit thing is now 5 minutes and 37 seconds into this topic. Then I started talking. Come on, who's my potential coworker? Okay, that's fine. He admits he's a drug user. He said there ain't no shame in his whatever. So stop. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm just saying the truth. But I know Lush will go on a tangent. Like, and I will too sometimes. But where's this? You was constantly cutting people off. You talk too much. Bro, I listened. I let them exhaust their points. I let 3 people talk. And then they started to go off course. And I just brought it back in. That's it. It's like,
Oh, he
That's
wins.
disrespectful.
that's disrespectful. But then it's like, with that one, it's like, it's disrespectful. But then there's security. So if you spit on somebody and they turn around and want to fight you, I feel like you're kind of obligated to fight them, because that's like walking up to somebody, pulling off your glove and slapping them across the face. And that's a challenge.
Aaron,
Get your own flight and hotel. I'll give
Now-
you the money the second.
I
But if I hit him up
fast-forwarded
for an interview,
too. That's what I know happened.
so yeah,
Bro
boom,
thought
so-
about it.
Vlad was trying to do good business, and then Aaron the
Okay, so I started talking at 5:30. I just fast forwarded to 7:20, and Adam is talking again. So they talked for 7 minutes. I mean, 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I talked for 2 minutes. And then Adam started talking again.
Plumber basically created a scenario in which now everybody, myself included, I'm still willing to do content with him. But if I hit him up for an interview tomorrow and he said, yeah, give me a flight and a hotel, I'm going to say, nah, get your own flight and hotel. I'll give you the money the second that we're done the interview.
Right.
But you have officially proven that you are not a trustworthy person. to
Oh,
do
so he
content
was
with.
going to pay him.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't going to. He got him a flight and a hotel.
Yeah. So what was Aaron the Plumber getting out of that?
Nothing.
Exposure.
Nah, he got
wait a sec.
exposure.
He just got
See,
a free trip.
But Vlad is a big platform, and I can see why somebody like Aaron the Plumber would want to do Vlad, even if he's not getting paid for that, even if he also did get paid for all these reality
Vlad,
shows, 20 versus 1s,
I
etc. Now, if I'm Vlad, I would have been down to pay him.
You sure?
Because he's
you
a
sure
huge-
Vlad
he's
wasn't paying?
huge.
Vlad told you he wasn't paying.
Vlad told me he wanted $5,000, and then Vlad said, "No, we could pay for your flight and hotel." And they're like,
So
"All
we
right."
won't
Give him something though. That, but look,
a piece of the
You treat him like a
monetization.
Flight and hotel is
He
something.
usually
you
does
flew
that.
him out like a broad. Somebody you get flued out and that's it.
listen. Listen.
So I think that's
To
why
me, though, that's a mutual agreement based on what you are worth.
Listen.
Fly me out.
No,
Vlad.
it's not.
And if there's a massive disagreement about what you're worth and you don't think that that's fair, then say, all right, bet maybe when I'm in New York next time or I'm in LA next time, I'll hit you up and we can do the podcast or an interview. But if you lie,
Okay, so anyway, I gave Munchie B the chance to push back on Adam's opinion. He started to, but then he stopped. So I was like, I'm going to push back on his opinion. And then we started a back and forth. Guys, we're freaking halfway through the video at 8:36, and I only spoke 2 minutes out of 8 minutes. 2 minutes out of 8 minutes so far. But you guys will say, you spoke to it. But the bigger point is this. Know your worth, people. Know your worth. And why they're mad about Aaron the Plumber is the same reason many white folks be mad at black personalities. They're mad because he knows his worth and he's not going to accept crap. So if you try to get over on me and I turn around and get over on you, now you mad. What the hell is that? You tried to play me and you got played. And now Vlad is mad because the way Vlad sit up and act like he rich and, well, not act like, talks about how rich he is and how much money he got and da-da-da. Well, bro, this little 5 bands ain't nothing to you. Hey, Aaron, I'm going to fly you out here. When you get out here after we do the interview, I'm going to throw you another 3 bands for your time. Or 2 bands for your time. Aaron would have been out there to go get them 2 bands. But what I will never advocate is for a black man or anybody who knows that they got motion to allow themselves to be used by large social media platforms for nothing in return. That's not okay. And I'm going to make that, and I'm going to let that be known. Now, could Aaron have done it a better way? Yeah, but so could Adam when it came to that situation with Travis Ford. So he gets to make a mistake and say, you know what, maybe I could have did that better and all's forgiven. But Aaron the Plumber makes a mistake or does something that might not be on the up and up, and he's eternally banned and scarred and smeared by what he did. I'm not allowing that, bro. I know y'all probably didn't think about it that deep, but guess what? I'm a deep thinker. I sit and I think about shit. You should try it sometime. We're not doing that. Aaron the Plumber gets vilified immediately, but all this shit Adam did, talking about Bricc on his in his finances, rejecting the 60 Crips when they came up there to celebrate Adam and, pay homage to No Jumper. And there's a list of things. But all's forgiven, huh? You stay messing up. Let he without sin cast the first stone. They beat that into us during slavery. Now they don't want to play by the rules that they established. Hell no. Hell no. I don't care what it seems to you, peasant. Hey, if y'all got some disagreements, criticisms, whatever, y'all can click the link and come up here and express that. Say that. Let me get these super chats if I still can find them. Okay, yeah, I got them right here. Hold on. All right, so let's shout out my boy Africulture Concepts. Go ahead, put in that work, big dog. Hey, thank you for the $5 holler, my brother. I appreciate that. Mosaic TV Reloaded. Thank you, my brother, for the $1.99. Appreciate you. Always. Shout out to Miguel24. Shout out to my brother from the LBC. Thank you for the $4.99 holler. Can't lie. You being on that show really gives me a better appreciation for the Long Beach Unified School District education curriculum. Facts. Woo! Thank you. You know, in Long Beach, when we were little, we lived in the hood, but we were bused to white schools. We used to go to this place called Lincoln Elementary and get on a school bus, and they would take us to the outskirts of the city, and we would go to the predominantly white schools. So most of us definitely got a good education. They tended to send like the Hispanics and stuff, the kids who was coming over and didn't really speak English to the inner city schools. I don't know why that was. And I'm not being racist. That's just what happened. I don't know why. Shout out to my boy. Somebody just sent a Cash App. And guys, we do have Cash App as a vehicle for donations and contributions to the channel. And let me acknowledge my people who hit me on Cash App. Here we go. Okay, we got Jam. What up, my brother? Love the show. You're the adult in the room. Thank you, Jam. I appreciate that. Shout out to my boy JP from the LB. He's in the building with the $5 holler in the Cash App. And Jam, thank you for the $15 holler in the Cash App. And thank you, Patricia, for the $70 Cash App. Appreciate you. Love you all. Patricia, especially you, girl. Especially you, girl. I might sing you a song. What Boomer saying? I try and explain that to people in Texas all the time when they ask why hood ninjas sound so proper. Yeah, we went to good schools. That's a fact. And shout out to Boomer for the $4.99 for the $5 holler. We gonna round it up. Shout out to my brother for the $5 holler. Greatly appreciate that one. But yeah, man. So y'all know it's a lot of glazing going on. And you know, one thing I will say though, I appreciate Adam for being a person in his position who's open to criticism and open to pushback from people who, really, we aren't on his level when it comes to this podcasting game. Adam has put his time in. That No Jumper shit been around for Adam been on YouTube for 20 years, bro. It's been a long time, bro, been on here. And he struck gold. But you always have to be open. You always have to be willing to entertain opposing or alternative opinions and perspectives. That's a part of being successful, right? Africulture said, speaking proper is just an attempt to speak English clearly, not acting white, 100%. And I still struggle with words like clearly or particularly. I don't know why. It's something about the lurly that gets me every time, but I work at it. Sometimes I'll be talking and I'll be like particularly. And then I just got to slow down. Particularly. But the point is, keep trying and do your best. And don't be up there mumble rapping. I call it mumble rap. You know, I tell my daughter sometimes, she used to do that mumble a lot. I'd be like, what you doing, mumble rapping? But we're going to call it on that note, guys. Thank you to everybody who popped in and gave this channel a chance. Special shout out to all my people who contributed to the stream. Yesterday I was being compared to Mark Lamont Hill, this guy who was on the Joe Budden podcast. I don't personally like Mark Lamont Hill, but he is a smart dude. We disagree on a lot of political things. So today, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do another live stream in a little second, talking about Mark Lamont Hill and how he was crying. Or do you guys think we should talk about Tariq and how he's trying to make a pivot back to Pan-Africanism? The Tariq. You know what? Let's just do both. Let's just cover both. We'll do Tariq's attempt to pivot back to Pan-Africanism and Mark Lamont Hill's cry baby meltdown on the Pierce Morgan show. You guys came for the no jumper stuff. You should really stay for the political commentary because it's really nice. It's really great. And then when I reference things on no jumper, you'll know what I'm getting at. I hope you all enjoyed this. Hit the like button. Hit the like button so this will come and hit the feed and you guys will be able to know when I'm on talking about whatever I'm talking about. Appreciate everything. Until the next time, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please take care of each other. Peace.